Hello, you're welcome to again another edition. And today it is a special edition of the Afro-Social Workers Forum. And you do not want to miss the edition of today because we are having some giveaways. You're going to get to understand later why we're giving giveaways today. But the conversation today is also very special. Remember, we are in the festive period and people are coming gradually to relaxation. Others are really thinking more. Some are thinking about the birth of Christ. Others are just celebrating love. And this is also that time where the Afro-social workers think it is so important to again reflect on the role of spiritual leaders and of course religious institutions at this very important moment. And the question we are asking is, who is your spiritual leader? What is the role they play in your life? And how spiritual leaders as well as the social workers can work together to bring that holistic approach in our community so that we can grow all round. Welcome with me, my colleague Batemona-Abeke, and today we are hosting. Your host is Vera Sompon. Ma'am, you're welcome. How are you today?
Thank you very much, Vera Sompon, for hosting me once again. I'm very fine. I'm just getting excited as days are approaching when we are going to celebrate our Christmas. And for those that don't know me, my name is Ellen Batemona-Abeke. I'm a colleague of Vera Sompon, and together we started the Afro-Social Worker Forum. And we are doing different things. We are sharing our knowledge. We are sharing the information that we have because we have realized that we Afro-social workers, we have a big role to play in making our community move forward. I'm a social worker, trauma consultant, and diversity trainer, and I'm also a pastor. And yes, I'm based in Cologne, and we are doing all things possible to transform lives spiritually, socially, financially, economically, in every way. Thank you very much. And I'm also representing Pamoja Africa. It's an association and also an institution that is based in Cologne. And our work is to empower people of African descent, to also train Germans that are dealing with Africans in a number of ways. And we are also working with the families, the children, and the youth. And I'm very happy to be here with you this evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And you're always looking beautiful. I love to see you always smile as well. And you know, when you were talking, I forget at times the other side of the assignment that somehow has been laid in my hands. And I think that when my husband was called into ministry, I said to myself, I just wanted to support that work and not really to be seen as a pastor or a minister. And for many years, when someone would say pastor, and I would say, oh no, I am not a pastor. I am doing the work of my Father who has called me in diverse ways. And today we want to see, of course, how social workers can work hand in hand with leaders of these diverse institutions, and especially with spiritual leaders, how we can together work to uplift the community, and especially in that his holistical approach, right? So I'm happy to know that you are also a woman of God and we have been working. In fact, I think that there's a kind of connection. Today, I was just asking myself when I saw you, why is she having her hair tied? And why is she putting on this color? Did we have to agree on this? And I just feel that somehow we are connected. Ma'am, tell us more about our conversation today. And remember, we are also having a giveaway. It was an amazing idea. How did you even come about with the giveaway?
Yes, the giveaway is something that I'm not doing today. It's a calling. It's something that I've started since I was back home, and I was just finishing my A levels, and I have a secret that I want to share with many of you today, and this is the power of giving. I am happy when I give. I am happy when I share than when I receive. Of course, I like and appreciate if I get a present or get something, but I'm more fulfilled if I am sharing or if I'm giving something. So it doesn't matter wherever I am, whenever I go. Even I love shopping, going shopping, and when I'm going to a shop and I see something that I like, even if it's not fitting me, even if it's a child's clothes or anything, I just buy because I know that I have a child or a mother or somebody somewhere that I can give a smile by giving this present. So this is the history. I think I am not a professional. I mean, I'm not a social worker because I'm trained, but I think I'm a born social worker. So this is the power of sharing. And
Let me hit on this. Let me hit on this. When you say you're a born social worker, this is always the conversation again of your calling. Who are you? Why you do what you do? And many people, I think, they sit back and they want to laugh the things that maybe we are doing, and then I think some people even imagine and think that there's so much money coming out of this. But you said you are giving and you give everything. Remember, as social workers, you don't only give the gift, you give your gift of the time, the gift of hearing and listening, the gift of sharing the emotional moments also with clients, the gift of giving that money out. And like today, the gift of really sharing with something. So indeed, it is a gift and it is grace. Not everyone can do this. How do you manage, ma'am, to have this combination, that spiritual work as a woman of God, supporting the minister, the husband in the ministry, as a social worker, and of course, a trauma consultant? These are three different activities. One would want to differentiate and one would want to put that. But somehow you are like that guy, that man that God gave him 5 talents or her 5 talents, and you've been able to explore in them all. And so he's just adding the more to you. Tell us, how do you manage all these aspects of your life?
okay, so for somebody outside there, this work may look like something very different, but let's just define who a social worker is and the work of a social worker. A social worker is a mentor, is a coach, is somebody who is there to lift someone when someone is down. A social worker is there to encourage someone. A social worker is there to hold someone their hand and show the way together. So even when we went for training, I remember they defined social work as helping somebody to help him or herself. So this is social work for me. And now let's go back to trauma consultancy, which I am. Trauma, who is a trauma consultant? Trauma consultant is somebody who is working with people who have gone through traumatic experiences. And what is this trauma consultant doing? This trauma consultant is also strengthening, is uplifting, is mentoring, is giving, is being there, listening, giving a listening ear to that person that has gone through traumatic experiences. Now, this is the connection between social work and trauma consultancy. Now, let's go to the pastorship, or let's go to religious leaders or spiritual leaders. Spiritual leaders are there to uplift someone spiritually. They are there to encourage. They are there to show the way. They are there to encourage someone. They are there to mentor and to coach. They are there to cool someone, to be there for the person if someone is emotionally down. So if you look at it, these three professions, they are interrelated. I mean, in trauma consultancy, we really believe in the spiritual aspect, which is a resource, yeah, the resource that you can use when you are down. And also in social work, we are always looking at the resources of a person. And also in the spiritual aspect, we look at what is it that you can do? What are those gifts that we talk about, gifts of the Holy Spirit or fruits of the Holy Spirit? So for me, these things are not different. These things are related and they are one. And me having all these three professions in one is just an added advantage. I don't think that I'm doing three different things, but I'm just doing the same thing, but in different setup. Thank you.
I'm just going to, I'll hit again. Thank you, ma'am. This is so interesting to hear. And many a times I tell people actually I am one everywhere, because what I do as social work or what I do as a mentor, encourager is the same what Jesus Christ would do if we have to stay on the light of Jesus Christ now, looking at maybe the Christmas period that is coming, looking at love in that aspect. And because, of course, when we talk of religion, we can't just put everybody in the same basket. So maybe we want to stay on the light of the church and the Christian values for now, and we are going to come into others. I always wonder how people think that there will be one person here different and the other person there different. And I kept asking myself, is it not possible to live that life that is actually all in one? So being a trauma goes back to the fact that you are helping the people regain their trust, regain back their self wholeness. Being a spiritual leader means you're helping the people regain back their spiritual touch with their God and whatever. Being a social worker is bringing them again, uplifting them up. So all these three in one. Ma'am, my question now, why is it that it is difficult for us to understand these principles also as Christians, if we stay on the light of Christianity?
The Bible says in the book, if I can quote the Bible, in the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6, it says that my people shall perish for lack of knowledge. So if we call ourselves Christians, I think we need to inform ourselves properly. We need to have the information so that we can also do our work as it is expected. So any spiritual leader who is not aware of the power of giving or even informing him or herself about these different professions so that we can work together with them and encourage where possible, then there is a problem. I'm not here to challenge men and women of God. I'm just here to encourage them, to tell them that we are doing this work together, the social work we are doing, and the trauma aspect that we are doing, and the spiritual leadership that they are in is one and the same thing. It's just a matter of all of us informing ourselves and working as a team. And I am very particular when it comes to spiritual leadership among the Africans living in Europe. You know, most of us have left everything behind. Everything. You leave when you come to Europe. It doesn't matter the circumstances. It doesn't matter whether it's through your own interest or because you're being forced to leave your country. The fact remains that we leave our country and we come to Europe. Some of us are not having the family close to us, or the children are not here, the partner is not here. So we have left everything behind. We have left our languages and we adopted a new language. Even the food we eat is not very easy for us to find the kind of food that we are used to in this continent that we came to. So we have left our culture. We've left a lot of nice things, the schools, everything that we knew. But the only thing that we can maintain that we have not left behind is our faith, our belief. This, you can practice it wherever you are. You don't need a building to be in a church. You don't need a building to practice your faith. You just need one or two person, and you are already a congregation. So that's why I think that the spiritual aspect is a very important aspect when it comes to migration. And I know in my over 20 years social work that the churches and the spiritual leaders, the mosque, they play a major work. They have a big responsibility in supporting the people that they are leading. So this is why it's very important to have religious or spiritual leaders. I talk of spiritual leaders. I don't like talking of religious leaders. I talk about maybe religious organizations because there's a big difference. So they have a lot of responsibility, and I know that every second person who works in my office, somebody who is new in Germany, in Cologne, the first question or the second question is, where can I find a church? Where can I find a mosque? So for me as a social worker, a spiritual leader is somebody very important, because apart from the social work that we do to show people the way to help them with their residents, to show them the social, the economic, the health system, the spiritual system is also something very relevant for them. That's why we need to have leaders of integrity in the spiritual aspect. And there is a serious problem if the spiritual leaders are not informed, if the spiritual leaders are not living by example, because I realize that people don't ask you for permission to copy you or to do what you do. You are a mentor as long as you've been given this title, and they will look at you, they will see, and they will do what you do. So it's very important. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, ma'am. I mean, you said something, and you said the spiritual system is so important for a holistic transformation. And so we need all these people. And today, when we're having this conversation, of course, my husband is a man of God. So I asked him, sir, what is a verse you think we can use? Because I think that this is so important, a conversation, and you are a spiritual leader. And you said the people don't need any permission to emulate us. And therefore, there is a need for true transformation. There is a need for true transformers. There is a need for true people who will seek God in truth and in holiness. And I have the impression, I'm so glad that COVID-19 has come to show us that verse, that reveals that verse to us, that say, a time cometh where we will not have to seek him in houses or in mountains, but we will have to seek him in truth and in holiness. And then you went further to say that everyone who comes to your office, most often than not, they always ask two things: where is a mosque, or where is a church? Meaning that people somehow are always yearning to go back to their original roots, which is their spiritual being. And because we know that, we know spirituality is a very important aspect in our lives as human beings. And of course, why not? If you take a tree and you remove the roots from it, what happens? It dies. So I'm sure people are very concerned, and they know that if they stay connected to their roots, they will flourish very well. And who is better placed to help them than the spiritual leaders? Now, my concern is this, ma'am. It is challenging usually to work with some of, now I want to put in, religious organization, so that we don't get the mixture. Because I mean, there are some religious organizations that really are not spiritual, but we have spiritual leaders, people who will lead people to go back to their roots, to go back to God, find God, seek God. Now, how do we work hand in hand with either these spiritual leaders, so that we can bring a holistic approach of complete healing in the body of God, or again in the community? And how can that be done step by step? So that if a leader is here listening to us, maybe they can want to work with us, or maybe they can want to apply that, so that their people get the full support, the holistic support, to be able to properly integrate themselves in the community in which we are.
Thank you very much. So first of all, I would want to highlight three points. The first point I want to elaborate, when we are talking of a spiritual leader, we are not talking only of pastors in Christian churches. We are also talking about Muslims. We are talking also of imams, wherever they are, because they have also followers and they have people that are believing and they are following them. So our work here as social workers is not to judge or to say this one is more important than the other one. So this is what I'm talking about. Generally, we are talking of Christian organizations, Catholic organizations, we are talking of Muslims and every other denomination that is there. So these are the spiritual leaders I'm talking about. Now, when we talk of religious organizations, we are talking of all the church bodies. We are talking of all Caritas. We're talking of diaconate. We're talking of all SKM, SKF, all those organizations in Germany that are there for the spiritual aspect of the people, or the organizations that are being funded by church organizations or the mosque. So this is very important to highlight this so that none of our listeners will feel sidelined, because this is not our work as social workers to sideline some. So how can we work together? I have a very perfect example. I am a member of a network here in Germany. It's called a network of African organizations that are working in the HIV field. And I have been part of this organization. The shortcut is called, the abbreviation of this network is called AGNAID. And this network realized that when people are diagnosed of HIV, they are HIV positive, there were some churches where the pastors were condemning these people that are HIV positive and saying that they are positive because of their immorality. Now, we as an organization, we realize that this is very, very serious, because people go to church, people go to pastors, people go to their spiritual leaders so that they can be encouraged, so that they can be given hope, they can be prayed on. And if this spiritual pastor or spiritual leader is condemning this person, then there is a problem in the system, because these are teachers, these are caretakers. They are not supposed to sideline or to stigmatize anyone. So we came up with a project called My Health, My Faith. And this project is one of the best projects that we have had in the last, 6-7 years in this country. And we are working with religious leaders. We have pastors from different towns here in Germany, and we meet social workers and these pastors and even imams. So we work together and we came up with a concept. How can we talk about HIV prevention in church? How can we talk about solidarity among the affected in church? How can we finish stigma in church? How can we do prevention work? How can we talk about all the methods of preventing HIV? How can we talk about treatment? And it's working wonders. So based on this example, I think that we can borrow this example and go to and use it in different areas so that we can also finish the stigma and also sensitize our people about different topics. Because what I have seen, whatever the pastor says, whatever the man of God or woman of God says to the congregation, the believers in this ground are following, and they do, because a pastor is an opinion leader in the society. So we need to work with all these important opinion leaders, not only social workers. We need to work with them. We need to work with all the organizations, with all church institutions that are doing one thing or the other. For me, what I have come to see, we have a number of churches here in Germany that are doing social work. Before, there used to be a lot of condemnation. Why are you giving people this in church? Why are you bringing projects in church that have nothing to do with spirituality? And I used to tell people that Jesus himself was a social worker. If you look at all the things he was doing from the beginning to the end, he was a social worker. What he was doing is nothing than we are doing, except raising the dead. The rest, what he was doing, we are doing. We are feeding the poor. We are feeding the homeless. We are giving hope. When we do counseling, it's like praying for the people. Yeah. So the spiritual leaders are maybe praying, and we are doing counseling. The trauma consultancy or therapists, we are talking, we are listening to the people and their problems. Sometimes we don't even give suggestions. We just listen and we say it is well. And people need somebody to give this here, somebody to spend time and listen to this person. Yeah. Sometimes we are too busy to attend to our people. So this is why I feel that we need to work hand in hand. And as Pastor Sompon also said, when you allow now to quote the Bible, I can only quote the Bible. I cannot quote the Quran because I'm not a Muslim. So I can only say that when we go to the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 8 to 10, it is telling us we are all builders. We are builders in the kingdom. We need to work hand in hand. Yeah. So and we are going to be accorded accordingly to our own labor. So this is why I feel that all the men and women of God, we need to be an example. We need to be builders. We need to be laborers so that we can fulfill the responsibility that has been given to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, ma'am. When you were talking, something was just going in my mind. I remember some few years or some few months back, and somebody told me that the house of God is a place of prayers and only prayers. And so I was asking the question, what about empowerment in other aspects? And then someone said, Vera, you like talking about social work and you like doing social work and doing business. And I was thinking within me, oh my God, wait a minute. If we have to summarize the work of, we are taking just the example of Jesus Christ today, maybe because of the season and all that, but just so that our people know we are not disfavoring any organization. We're taking this because also of the experiences. And so and I said, but if we analyze the work of Jesus Christ, he did social work. And you were just saying this. Someone would think we had this conversation already beforehand. You know, this is what he did. He did social work. And people go to the diacony. The diacony means like service, no, to the people. Diacony means service, no. And people go to the diacony, they do things. And when I analyze also the diacony, can you imagine the diacony has everything? The diacony has the church, the diacony has a kindergarten, the diacony has a social work, the diacony has the banks, the diacony got just everything. And the same with Caritas. Caritas is service to the people. And really taking the example of Jesus Christ. Why did I give these examples? These other German institutions and German organizations that are religious organizations, they are doing all the works that Jesus did. And we are profiting somehow from it. And my question to you, ma'am, we see that what they are doing is good. We see that it is important to do social work, important to have those banks, important to have those schools. Why is it hard, difficult, challenging for us to emulate what is good?
This I cannot answer why. I can only say that we need to have confidence, we need to have faith that we are also capable of starting our own structures to fit and to profit our people. In the comments, I see somebody asking, what is the meaning of our people? I'm going to generally say why we talk of our people. We are Afro-Social Workers. We came up with this program because of racism, because of noticing as social workers what racism is doing to our people. We came up with this program because of seeing the oppression of African migrants or people of African descent in this country. And we have to say it, we have to say our people, our problems, our solutions. So we are coming with our own structures, we are coming with our own solutions because we have seen that we are being neglected. And we also, apart from being neglected and being sidelined, we notice that we have also able people in the society. And this is because we are already in the system. Some of us are already in the German system, and they understand it better than those who came yesterday. So we say that we are going to use our experiences of living here in this country for many years. We are going to use our professional qualifications, that competencies that we have. We share it, we break it down in a language that our people of African descent will understand, so that they can cope with the pressures and the oppression in this society. I hope I have answered the question to the viewer who asked what is the meaning of our people. This is why we use this terminology, our people. And we are using it very conscious. Of course, the topic today about religious leaders and spiritual leaders is not only for Africans, it's for everyone, including the Catholic and the the Evangelist Church here in Germany. Yeah, but basically our program is meant for those that are of African descent or those that are working with with people of African descent, so that they can know how to better work with them. So now back to the structures. Yes, we can, Vera. We can build kindergartens. We don't need to go very far and give an example of Caritas or an evangelist church. The church that I attend, or the church that we pastor, is called Solution Center here in Cologne, a place where everyone is somebody. Let me talk about it because I know in details what's going on there. We are having social projects. We are having different projects. We are having vision of also beginning a bilingual kindergarten. A kindergarten with a language that is common in an African country. We are still to decide, but we are working on the concept, and the things are getting more concrete. So we feed the poor. We have the homeless that we feed. We support families that are having problems. We offer counseling. We have counseling projects. We have a very strong youth ministry. So we are not only praying on Sunday, but apart from praying, we are building each other, and we are having a serious program of how we are going to establish ourselves. We can start also an organization like Diakony. I worked for Diakony for 14 years. So I know what Diakony is. I know when Diakony gets most of its fund, and I know how they use their fund. I am conversant with this language. So we want to use this expertise that we have borrowed from this, or we have acquired from these institutions, to establish ourselves. And one of the establishments that we are doing is, like, we are here every Tuesday or every day of the week. There's a different program coming up. This is empowerment. We are having families that are camping on their mobile phone or on their laptop every Tuesday at 8 p.m. in Germany, because they know that they are going to profit from what is being shared. We are encouraging people to go into different professionals. So this is also establishing structures. And it's a matter of time. We are going to be also respected. We are going to be accorded the respect that we deserve as human beings, because we can do what the others can also do. We could have done this long time ago, but the structure has been sitting on our neck, and it is the time we are shaking these people sitting on our necks, so that we can establish ourselves also in this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And I'm very convinced about that because I think that this is the time, and because we want to start creating those solutions, we are definitely going to work towards that. And what somehow someone said, if only the mind can conceive, then we can achieve it. And I'm so convinced about the fact that we can do all things through that power spirit within us that strengthens us. God bless you. Ma'am, we are almost today we had a giveaway. I don't know why did we even come about that. You said that we are always giving, give us, and we're giving everything. And my husband would say, "Good measure, pressed down together, shaken together." I don't know. Maybe you conclude that verse as a woman of God, ma'am. What are we giving out today? Why
Yes.
did we come up with that idea? By the way, I'm so happy that we are giving out, and this is going to be our last conversation in this year, 2000 um 20. And hey, if you're out there, you're so welcome. I welcome you, Claudia. I welcome you, Bo. I welcome you, Enoh. I welcome you, Pastor Richard. I welcome all of you watching also on YouTube. You are such an amazing human beings, and I'm very convinced that this season is your season, and that you are going to be blessed more than you ever expected. Just keep having your faith and keep looking up to your God. Keep looking up to that God, whatever you call it. Like we said, as social workers, we do not have to impose nothing on you, and we are not judging you for whatever belief system you're having, but we trust that you get back to such that spiritual need of yours, and spirituality is a resource for us as well as social workers. So we are taking us now to another conversation, ma'am, to the conversation of giveaway. Now, this is festive time, and we thought it was going to be good to give some gifts to some people. Hey, we love giving because we know how good it is to give. And, ma'am, tell us more about the giving today.
So before I go to the question of giving, Mary Di Caro says that solutions that we are offering are good, but our people trust the white supremacy, which background is known. Yes, the reason why our people are trusting the white supremacy, the white people more than us, is because of the colonial, the colonial history of divide and rule, and also the image that the white people have made also in our African countries, that that white people are better than black people. So it is taking time for our people to believe in our own structures. It is taking time for people to believe that Afro-Social Worker, an institution, an organization founded by two black women in this case, that it's not good enough. There is a lot of things that is making people not trust us. It's not only the white supremacy, it could be also because we are women. And women maybe we belong in the kitchen, according to some people. And according also to some women, they feel that the work shouldn't be done by women should be maybe started by men. I don't know. All I want to say is I smile and I say, and day will come when all these our black people realize what they are doing. A day will come. And I was also there one day, and when the day came, I don't believe in any white structure. I believe in supporting black-owned businesses because I know how difficult it is for someone to reach where we are today. And so when I see someone struggling to do something, I'll be the first person to support this person. And in any case, this program, when someone watches or shares, you are not supporting me and Vera. You are supporting your community and you are supporting yourself. We have our work. We do this program for free. God has favored us. He has given us work that feeds our family. So we have decided to share. We are sharing our time. We are sharing our precious time by sharing the information and the competence, the expertise that we have with our community. So we believe that one or two people are going to be reached. Now, what is behind this giveaway that we have today? We say that there is there's a time for everything. There is a season for everything. And there's a time for every purpose under the heaven. For those that are Christians or conversant with the Bible, you can find this from the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1 to 8. It explains that there's a time to heal, there's a time to kill, there's a time to heal. There is a time to weep, there's a time to laugh. There's a time to mourn, and there's a time to dance. So this time that we are having right now is a time to rejoice. It's a festive time, and we don't only give in December, we give throughout the year. But during our program, since this is the last program this year, we decided to share something with some of our participants that have been faithfully following us, and that we know personally that they could appreciate from the giveaway that we are going to give today. So we are not giving to show that we have. We are giving because we know the power of giving. And we was also say that Linda should live by examples. Last Sunday in our church, we shared gifts. Everyone who lives in Cologne knows I'm going begging for my people. And I will continue begging for my people until everyone gets a smile. So we're trying to wipe some tears. We're trying to support those that we know that they need something and they can appreciate. Randomly, we came up with two names, and Vera is going to announce these two people, and we are happy. We are hope that these two viewers in our program are going to appreciate the little that we have. So now I want to say the criteria that we used is not based on who has been always watching this program, but we just use some certain criteria that we don't want to expose here, but we just decided to bless two people that are with us this evening. Thank you very much. We are not hearing you.
Sorry, thank you. Yeah. Thank you so very much, ma'am. The good thing is, when God has blessed us, we can choose who to bless, and we decide who to bless when we want to also bless. So the criteria are there. I know that there are many structures looking for people with specific criteria and all this, but we just thought it is good to just bless some people. And please, we want to encourage you all that this period at difficult moments, I know people who are blessing. I'm seeing you, Soya, and I'm already calling your name. Go and do the blessing you have always been doing. She's an amazing woman, and she's always blessing at the end of the year. And I'm hoping that you're going to continue the blessing, ma'am. Do what you have always been doing. Thank you so very much. I appreciate to see you all here. I'm seeing you, Asila Chips Joyous. Thank you. And she says, congratulations to the winners. You're all amazing. And she says, be blessed always. And Claudia is already wishing us. And so we wish you all a happy Christmas time and stay all safe and healthy. Thank you so much. So today, we have two people, and we have Triza from Cologne and Becky from Dusseldorf. So if they are here, then their package is coming on the way. So Ma'am Batemona-Abeke is going to do us the favor to bring them the gift to these people. And we do not, Ma'am, would you want to say exactly what we have planned? If you want to go into details, you can go, but I am always the very shy type, so I don't always want to go into details. But at least we have planned a good thing for these two people, these two families, and Triza from Cologne and Becky from Dusseldorf.
Yes, I think it's not necessary to go into deeper details. All what we want to say is Triza Geoffrey and Becky from Dusseldorf. They are the winners, or more or less the ones that have been chosen to get this present from Afro-Social Worker Forum. And these are families with children, and I'm very sure that the gift that they are going to get from us, they are going to appreciate it, and the children will also appreciate, and the parents will also appreciate it. So I think this is what I would want to say in a nutshell. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we're doing this gladly because we know and we believe that we all need someone at this particular moment. And we know that at this particular time, we all need someone to lean on. We know that we all need one another. We are encouraging you wherever you are. Please just let's extend a hand of kindness to somebody. I mean, you can't eat more than 2 plates of meal. You can sleep in more than 2 beds. I beg of you, extend a hand of appreciation, a hand of kindness for the fact that you are still alive. I am still alive. During this period, the year 2020 has been a year full of challenges, has been a year of ups and downs. But you know what? All through, somehow, God has kept you. For those who do not believe in God, let's put it this way: the universe still kept you, or the nature was around watching that you did not crumble and you did not fall. So please use this time for reflection and just appreciate someone in the community. And we want to do this all the time. We have been doing this. I do this all the time. And we just thought, as Afro social workers, it will be good to do that from the name of the organization or the structure, Afro-Social Workers Forum. Ma'am, we are almost coming to the end of the program. Do you have some words of encouragement, some words of hope for our people, so that when we live in this time, we can gladly go and come back again by the first week of January with a much more stronger program?
Yes, I think the first ones of encouragement that I have is I want to speak to men and women of God that are present with us here, and that I'm going to get this video on YouTube later. There's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of work to be done, and for us to do this work, we as social workers, we call on all men and women of God. We are calling on all the spiritual leaders that you have a responsibility to do. We need to pray. It is wonderful. But prayers alone will not be enough. We need to do more than that. We need to understand our calling. We need to understand our work. Our work is to be there for the needy. Our work is there to uplift those who are down in different ways. So when you're doing counseling and somebody comes to you and speaks to you, you need, if some certain things you can handle, you can pray for the people. You can have some projects in your church or in your mosque, but you can also get in touch with the social workers. Let's work together. Invite social workers in your church. Invite social workers in your mosque, so that they can come and give information to your members. If we can do this with every church here in Germany, may it be a topic of residence, may it be a topic of health, may it be a topic of perspective for the people that are here, may it be on the topic of having the qualifications from African countries be recognized here in Germany. If you could recognize our work and invite us to churches and we work together, we are going to uplift the society. So we recognize that what you do is more than social work, and please get in touch with social workers in your area and work with the people that know the same language, know the problems of your people. This is what we are saying. We are not disqualifying German social workers. They're doing a wonderful work. We too, we are doing a wonderful work. We work with these institutions, and we have seen where there is something is missing. The language being spoken there mostly is not understood by everyone. And I don't speak German. I don't mean German language when I talk about the language. I mean a language that is spoken by us. Well, sometimes we interpret also We interpret German language to Germans because the administrative German is very difficult for most people to understand. So let's work together. Let's come up with the project of mentoring the youth. Let's collaborate with each other. Let's forget that you are deeper life, you are redeemer, you are this and this. We are all working for the same cause. So let's team up together and provide that is needful for our people. Now, this message was for men and women of God. Now, the message to my viewers that are watching today, you too, you have a role to do. Belong somewhere. If you don't belong to any organization, to any institution, it is time for you to belong, because when you belong somewhere, then you are the first among the first people to tap any information that is coming. If there are new laws and you are in an institution or an organization or in a church, and this church is working with a certain institution, then you will be among the people who are going to get this information. Don't stay at home and watch Nigerian movies. Nigerian movies are wonderful. I too watched some of them, not all of them. But don't live in a cage. Don't just don't live like you're only in our continent. Try to find out what is happening in your society. I actually advise every person, when you are new in this territory, try to get in touch, try to have a mentor, try to have a social worker. Even if it is for you to just go and greet this social worker, it's something. Because whenever you need somebody, you already have a file there. You don't need to have a file opened when you are in problem. So, and there are people, for example, we have the people called Migration Fast Counseling. In German, it's called MBE, Migrationserstberatung. Their work is to counsel people for the first 3 years of when they're in Germany. So when you go to somebody, you are entitled to stay with this social worker for the next 4 years. So they will open a file for you. They will counsel you. If something happens, they have your history. They can easily attack that problem that is new. So don't wait. Just go have a counselor, have a social worker who mentors you, who coaches you. So if you have a question, if you're not sure of something, you go to this person and the person is going to elaborate this to you. I have people that have counseled from the time maybe they asked for asylum, and they have even gone to the university. Some of them have gotten married, they have children, and they come. We are still in contact. I am happy to see this development. Sometimes even I invite some of them as experts for my project. So we are calling you to belong somewhere and to have contact with an institution. And those that are only for white supremacy, my brother, my sister, I wish you all the best, but it's going to, you're still in darkness. One day you're going to know that we need to have our own structures that also understands our people. Some of us, I know why they are running away from Black people, because of the sabotage people are doing. And there is that lack of trust. But we are hoping that when we are all when we are all settled financially in terms of studies or families, that we don't have any problem, we hope that we are going to overcome this problem of hatred that is in the society. Now, there's a question: how do we overcome this white supremacy? We can overcome this white supremacy by setting our own structures. I don't talk of having parallel society. No. I mean, we set our own institutions, we have our own schools, we have our own schools that even Germans can attend. We write books, we write concepts, we write we build homes for the senior citizens, the so-called elderly. We also have them. Turkish community is having homes for old people. Why can't we have homes for Africans who are aging here in Germany? Most of us say, yes, I will go back to Africa when I'm old. But we are seeing in the streets of Cologne, it pains me to see our senior citizens who have worked for many years, our African senior citizens. I don't like calling them the old, because these people are very experienced. I call them senior citizens. It pains to see them sitting in a restaurant, only sitting in a restaurant because they don't have a place where they can be. They don't have homes for them to be together. So I'm hoping that we are going to change these narratives and change stories by replacing them with stories of success. Thank you very much.
I am very convinced that we are working towards that. We have started the good work, and I know that we are going to bring it to a good end. It takes just two to work together and make some wonderful things happen in the community. And I think that because we have devoted this time for the community and we have given ourselves for the work of the community, and not only the community but as well the spiritual aspect of it, because how we bring in all those aspects into it, the spirituality, the social work, the trauma work, all this combined makes the miracle. So I think that yes, we are working towards it, and I think it's a very good idea for us to start up also the elderly people's home for migrants, especially with African background, where they can come together and feel loved and feel at home as well. I also know and I believe that we can start up also this care for our children. Many of our children are being taken from their homes because of lack of the understanding in the system. That those are many projects that we can do together with the different institutions that exist. If the Caritas, the Diaconess can do, we too can do, because we are well able and strong enough to do it. Ma'am, I am really wishing you something special. I don't know what to wish for you and pray for you, but like Jesus said, I wish above all things for you that may you prosper even as your health also is prospering, and of course, may your soul also prosper. And for our viewers listening to us, ma'am, do you want to say something before I give my last word?
Just to give you my last verse, you read the book of Luke, chapter 6, verse 38, that says that give and it shall be given unto you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, shall men give it unto your bosom. And with the same measure that you meet with it, it shall be measured until you. It will be measured to you again. God bless you for listening, and share something with somebody during this festive season and always. God bless you.
Thank you so very much, ma'am. I am already so blessed. And when we talk about blessing, I of course want to appreciate Cheryl Ndasi, who sent me some good stuff for my hair. Thank you, Cheryl Ndasi. She is also doing amazing work, and I really appreciate. I got my gift today. I have the impression that I've been blessed this year a lot from the community, and I want to also appreciate Vesta Hoff. She also blessed me with a half tutu. I really don't know her personally, but I'm grateful, and I want to appreciate Lara Tinzu. I think she worked in collaboration with them to surprise me. I'm very grateful. I'm shouting out to everyone this year who has also blessed me just as we have blessed other. And ma'am, I am praying that the Lord will abundantly, more than you ever imagined, replenish your cups. And as we continue to do this work, that the gate of hell shall not prevail against this work, and that we shall put that stone of working together in the community as our process so that the people can learn that it is possible to work together in genuinity, in truth, and of course, in righteousness. God bless you so much. And I wish you all the best, my people out there. God bless you. We love you so much. We're going to meet again next year for very special editions of the Afro-Social Workers Forum. You do not want to miss any of the programs next year. Please make sure you share our links, share our programs with other friends, and that we love you because you are worthy and you are worthy to receive that love. Remember, this is a season of love. And if Jesus died on the cross of Calvary, he died for you and for me because he loves you so much. Take care of yourself. And until then, please be safe, and we meet next year. Bye bye.
God bless.